Welcome in, everybody. I'm Raider Akiva, Rabbi Akiva Ben David. I appreciate you coming out today. Thank you very much, okay? Welcome to my channel. For all my new subscribers, thank you very much. All my new members, I appreciate you being here very much. Please check out, oh, what do we got? Oh, shoot. Eight of Swords. Yikes. Okay. And the World. Okay. Something's coming to an end here. Something could be being released, moving forward. There's something dealing with your senses, okay? Maybe there's some kind of a conflict in your senses. So things you're seeing that's going on around you might got you stuck in your head, got you thinking about something, some kind of an offer of love maybe, okay? Moving away from a situation. Could involve your work, your self-mastery. Okay. Yeah, there's something you're trying to balance out here. Okay. And what I see here is these 8 pentacles are concealing most of this, of the 5 wands. I only see one upright wand that's elevating. Okay. So you might be engrossed in your work, in your life right now, and you're not really paying attention to some of the things that are going on outside of you or around you, right? Yeah, you might be focused again. I keep getting this energy of a child. Okay, some kind of a love offer here coming in for you maybe. Could be causing you distress. Okay. You might be trying to hold on to something you have that you might need to let go of. So the 8 of Swords is all about that. You know, whenever I see it, you know, it's some kind of a conflict here is almost blinding you to some kind of forward movement or progress that's going on in your life. And I feel like you're engrossing yourself in your self-mastery in order to overcome that, because this is your destiny. All right? But if you take a look here, you see, this is the vehicle of the I am, the Ahankara, right? The eternal I am, the principle of the indivisible self, which in Cabala was the Yakida. Now, Yakida was by gematria the number 37. Okay, Yakida represented the 3, 4, 5 triangle. Here's why. You have a 90-degree angle, you have a 53-degree angle, and a 37-degree angle. This is what Jesus meant when he said, I and the Father have not yet become one, or I have not yet ascended to the Father. The upright line representing the number 3 was the Father. This line, the horizontal plane, was the mother. Hypotenuse, or 5, was the son. So when Jesus said, I have not yet ascended to the Father, this is where the indivisible point reaches, where the Son and the Father become one. I and the Father are one, he said. 37 degrees. The eternal principle of the I am, the Yakida, the indivisible point of self-mastery. Something in your life here right now, you've mastered, you've overcome some form of an illusion, okay? You have some sort of divine protection and an elevated spiritual position above these 5 wands and this conflict that has emerged. Now, the 8 swords is generally attributed to like a Gemini energy with respect to the mental plane. But I feel like in this context is that you're trying to blind yourself to, maybe not blind, well, the Spirit said, maybe you're not seeing something. Something here is being blocked. This could be some kind of a magic. And when I see the World card here with Saturn, right, I think of Malkuth and Tarot. So this is where, on the Tree of Life, Atzkayim. So Malkuth is divided by 4, right? You see the 4 blades like this, slicing down in a circle, right? Above that is Yasad, which is generally attributed to the planet, the moon, right? But that's a lie, because the moon's not a planet. The moon is nothing. That's the secret, okay? So it's no thing. It's a subjective understanding of an objectified conscious reality. So what I'm saying here is Malkuth is Mem, Lamed, okay, Kaf, Va, Ta, which equals 496, the third perfect number and the true height of the Great Pyramid. But Malek is king. So what it's saying is King Ptah, King Saturn. You see, this is the age of Saturn. That's what they're not telling you. Okay? Something here you're trying to hold on to is causing you maybe a heartbreak. 3 swords going through your heart. Okay? Could be this child. All right? And something's being exposed right now in Aquarius. So there's some kind of direction and healing that's going on in your life. Okay? Okay, there's some kind of an offer out here for you. But I don't think you're seeing it correctly, and it could be because there's a lot of conflict going on around you. Or you got these 2 swords that are covering up these 7 wands. Okay? So these 2 swords, it's almost like something is coming. That's what Saturn does. Saturn moves slow, right? And it comes in. Comes in real slow, stabilizes everything. It's lead, it's density, it's weight. And that's what the word Yasod means, okay? It is Yod and Sod, like Sodom and Gomorrah. It represents the genitalia. It represents the reproductive organs that are generally associated with the Devil Tarot card, right? There's something here that you're going to be successful and victorious over. Okay? We don't know, find out what that is. Okay, it could be this betrayal. All right. Somebody put 10 swords in your back, got you in an eight of swords. Okay, and they're trying to scurry off with these 7 swords. So these people got some kind of hidden knowledge that they're trying to get away from and get away with. Okay, and I think that that's kind of what the conflict here is. Okay. Whatever it is you're holding on to is causing you maybe to feel some kind of grief in your life, okay? You see, I see the Star card here, and she's pouring out one of her cups right over this 3 of Swords to heal, you see? And like I was telling you before, these are the 4 rivers out of Gan Eden, or Odin, same understanding. The star being in the north, where the tree was, the Yggdrasil, the tree of life, where Odin hung for 9 days in order to receive the 24 runes. So there is something here going on right now in your life. Maybe something you're waiting for. You've been waiting for a while, some kind of a healing that's coming rushing in, okay? Somebody could be offering you, it could be some kind of a financial offer here. Okay, let's find out more about this. Betrayal. So when I see these 8 swords, I immediately feel like there was magic. Okay, some kind of spell work. Somebody bound you by spell work to get you caught up in your head, to get the community in some kind of a conflict. So your forward movement towards your destiny would be stuck. All right? So they're affecting your finances in order to keep you in a position that they can control you, where there's no equal give and take. Something's being balanced out here. It could be in your home, dealing with the home situation. You may be leaving. You may be waiting for some kind of communication about this. Okay? Let me find out a little more about this. Tell me more about this 8 of Swords. Okay? Your work could be blind. Oh, yeah, look at this. Okay, so we got the Empress energy with the Queen Pentacles. Okay, so heavy on this injustice. Okay, so there's some kind of judgment on this female here. I feel like she's a toxic female, and she's facing a tower. This could be a Jezebel, okay? Yeah, she's trying to keep you stuck. Got you in the hangman. And this is Odin. And that's what I was trying to tell you. You see, the river of influence was the Jordan River, or the Yod Rosh Dan, okay? The river of judgment that came from the north. So in Israel, the land was divided in an esoteric and a secret way according to the 12 divisions of the tribes, which were the 12 signs of the zodiac. That's why it refers to Shiloh and the Lion of the tribe of Judah, or Leo, because Leo is the one who led the tribe, who leads the zodiac. The ruler of the zodiac is actually the alpha star in the sign of Leo. Okay, but some kind of an influence is descending upon you. Some kind of a river, some kind of emotion, a fluid coming down. Okay. I feel like this person is receiving some kind of information from the justice system, maybe from a judge, an attorney, something like that. Could have her all up in her head yet. She might have fly monkeys. Okay. I feel like she's attacking, trying to stall or slow down your finances. Okay. So that you can't make a proper decision about, because if you notice here, you'll see that the water connects and becomes a river, right? So there's some kind of an emotional, this could be a child, it could be an offer, it could be something. This is a vehicle of expression of great emotion. And we have a Cancer here. Okay? This deals with your destiny. There's some kind of an offer coming through about your 10 Pentacles. Receiving a divine inheritance. This could be spiritual, could be physical. But in essence, that's what it is. Could be a result of a death, could be an inheritance. Again, like I said. Something's being balanced out here, though. And I feel like your work is kind of consuming you. All right? To the point like it's almost blinding you about your real status. You see, you're an earth angel. And you're a chosen one. All right? I get the energy here of like this Jezebel, Eastern Star warlock. A final showdown between the earth angel, okay? And the King of Pentacles is really the embodiment of Malkuth. This is the king of Saturn. This is the king. Malek Ta. Excuse me. King Ta. And what does that mean? King Saturn. So the color coordinations are significant here. You got to understand that there's 7 prismatic colors that have 7... it's divided by this. So like violet, its opposite complementary color is yellow, okay? Orange complementary color is blue. Red is green, and so on. And this is how Cabala and Tarot is actually truly understood and to be understood outside of the numerations and the astrological associations here. So we have a king out here with his money, okay? And holding his heart. Very loving person. Male or female, switch the roles as they go. Okay? Now they're coming for your happiness. So these 9 cups, the 9 cups of the blood of Adam. All right? So if you reverse this, these would be like the cups. These cups would be inverted like Dante's Inferno. Okay? And you'd be stuck in that energy. So right here, you're living in an energy of happiness, personal self-satisfaction, and it's pissing these people the hell off. Yeah. Because you're divinely guided and blessed by the Most High God. Okay? And you're living and you're fulfilling your destiny. You're being guided by the stars. Okay? What did I say? Judgment. So judgment is being called on this Jezebel spirit and this demonic gang stalking cult that she belongs to, this death cult. This Holly Weirdo cult, yeah, you're walking away from this, going after your 9 cups and your 10 Pentacles. All right? You could be involved in some kind of legal dispute, as I was saying. Again, you're moving away from the toxic energy or environment. There's some kind of transference here in the psychological or mental plane astrally, okay, that you're moving away from. All right, let's see here what Spirit got to say about this. Let's flip on the kipper. Let's flip on the kip. See what he says. Oh yeah, this Jezebel's under judgment. I see this page of swords here with the justice card. Somebody's investigating her, okay? And it's causing a tower. All I see is this pentacle. This tower is concealing the whole Queen of Pentacles. All you see is her feet and this pentacle, okay? So this is somebody who's like trying to appear, like she's putting on a false show and an image, maybe to the justice system, okay? Maybe she's trying to steal something that don't belong to her. right? And that's what they do when they target you. They put money on your head. Yeah, she's receiving some kind of message here, okay? There's some kind of communication coming through the courthouse about this situation. A judgment is being called, okay? Excuse me. Now, as I was saying about the river, the Jordan River, the only part of the temple embattlement and the division of the tribes of Israel is the northern part. The northern part was the only place in Israel that was left unprotected, open, and it was considered the place of concealment and darkness. This was the widow's son of Naphtali, okay? Some kind of light is being shed upon this situation, and I feel like you're no longer blind about this situation, okay? I feel like all you're trying to do is move away from this conflict, from this person, or they're trying to run away from this situation. Yeah, this privileged lady. It's that Eastern Star I was telling you about, right? So they coming for the chosen, all right? This mature woman, okay? This main female, what'd I tell you? Thank you, Spirit, all right? This is the person, the honeypot, all right? I feel like she's being exposed, okay? This false person. And her handler, okay? Some kind of dark magic out here about this. I knew it. So she's trying to use a child, okay? She could have put some life insurance money on this child, okay? In order to, and that's what they do. That's what this cult does. When they target our children, I've been telling you, that's why I'm so big about it, right? They do it inside the house. Yeah, there's some kind of adjudication going on out here. And I feel like these books are being stacked against her. So something is being revealed. There's some kind of an auditing or an assessment, and it's being communicated to the justice system. Okay? And this got 3 swords out here. Maybe it's coming in between this situation. Yeah, and it's leading to them. This is the final result of coming for a chosen one and an earth angel. Okay? There's a tower. Ooh, Lord have mercy. What'd I tell you? Message of concern. So this is like a court document, an official document, okay? Like, see that Tiffany lamp right there? You got these gang stalkers in the window peering in, peeping in, trying to see what you're looking at. Yeah, okay? Nasty mother humpers. Okay, this is opening up some kind of a pathway. This person could be in bad health. I feel like that's that eight of swords energy too. Yeah, there's a wealthy man out here, and with this main male. So there's some kind of a pathway being opened up. And that's what they do. They target these men to line them up, to put them in the justice system illegally by using the corrupt police. CIA's involved in it, all these gang stalking scumbags, okay? You may have money that you don't even know about. But see, this light, like I'm telling you, has been turned on. This message shed some light on some things right here about this abuse of these children in this house. And that's what they do. They groom them, okay? As I've told you before, I'm not going to go into any more detail about that. Yeah, there's an official person out here. Could be putting an end to this situation. So this reverse the roles again, as I said, this could be male, female, but in this context, it's what I see. I see a Jezebel out here belonging to this cult, was targeting an earth angel, targeting a chosen one, trying to destiny swap. All right, but this came out upright. So you might be trying to hold on to what you got, okay? You might be receiving some kind of unexpected income about this situation. Unexpected expectation. All right? Something's being balanced out here, and it's got these people in despair. Okay? Because they're being exposed, yeah, by this official person. So somebody, again, there's almost like an angel out here, some kind of a person in an official capacity because he's right on top of the page of swords, right? And this message of concern that got this queen and this empress in this tower energy, right? With this judgment, all right? So she's facing some kind of a prison. This could be like a return to sender. Prison of death, all right? So you survived some kind of death ritual, you know, because you survived that ritual, you know, that changes the whole game. Okay? You know, they can't just walk away. You know, this person, I feel like, was trying to sacrifice you as an earth angel and your children. All right? And that's what they do. They come for us and they come for the children. So they're going to take that dude out and they're going to take the kid out. So they'll literally have a child with you, these Jezebels. And this is a warning for the chosen, for the brothers and the sisters. It's all the same. The male will do the same thing, but I'm trying to tell you, it's like 80% females. They're always coming for the men more than anything else. They like to tell you all that they target the women. Now they're targeting the men more so than anything else. What I tell you. Okay, you could be in your thoughts about this heavy. But I feel like the court is kind of looking at them right now, and they're in their thoughts about them. I feel like their mask is slipping, dude. Look. This is that eyes wide shut cult. Okay? Her mask is slipping. Look. Now everybody can see who her real face looks like. She's a straight fucking demon. Alright? A straight, hardcore, serial killer demon. And that's what they are. She could be trying to run away. Bye, Felicia. Yeah, what I tell you. So there's something out here. They're trying to slow something down for you. They're trying to confuse you with all this conflict. They're trying to take away your abundance. You see, but Jupiter is returning to expand in your life. There's some kind of cycle that's ending for you right now, okay, in Pisces retrograde, that's going to release and free you from this magic. So I feel like they put this magic on the justice system, right? So even the justice is something about their identity, this false identity, okay, and a sacrifice. What else was I trying to tell you? Somebody's here, yeah, this Lilith. So this is, I'm trying to tell you, they're in despair right now because of your faith, because of how strong you are and how you stood up for yourself, okay? That you're speaking out about the atrocities and the horrific activities of this individual. There's some kind of a cover-up going on here in the justice system, my friends, okay? Big time cover-up. And when I see this child that's covered like this, look, she's like, boom, look, right here. It almost covers her entirely up. So she's hiding behind this child, okay? She's brainwashed this child. It's like I told you, they make like a golem. They put these dark attachments upon them. So if you try to communicate with your children and they're talking to you funny, all kinds of weird stuff, it's because of this, man. If they can put magic on us and the justice system, just imagine what they can do to a little kid, man. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? You know, and I personally watched this in real life. Okay, so I know what I'm talking about. All right? And this is what happens. So this person's mask is slipping and they're being investigated right now. Okay? Maybe for some kind of fraud, attempted murder. Maybe, you know, like I said, there could be some kind of bodies that have been revealed, okay? All right, maybe the courts found, or maybe somebody investigated something and found out the real truth. This person, who they really are. Ooh, what's this? The moon. Okay, could be dealing with a Leo. All right. Got a Cancer out here. Capricorn energy. Yeah, they're in some kind of a despair, right? Over this judgment that's going on inside the court here. Okay. Yeah, I think about Jupiter returning with benefits. So again, with these cycles, so once they're, I feel like maybe they only have a false identity that they can use for a certain amount of time. And that's a secret. So when they send out these honeypot, Eastern Star Jezebel, gang stalking, whatever you want to call them, cult fraternity members, right? Yeah. They don't want you to go into your North Node. You got a life purpose here, man. You got a destiny here, all right? Okay? So your North Node, something about your North Node right now in your life is coming up to the forefront of what's going on for you. So this cycle is coming to a complete head right now. And I feel like this is like Rocky number 4, man. when he was going up against Drago, right? The dragon, the snake, right? And Rocky and his wife said to him, "You can't win." And Rocky went like, "Yeah, what?" And it just got him going. He was like, "You told me I can't win. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. I got faith, baby. Your faith has made you well. You're being guided by your faith. You're being guided by spirit. You got angels, okay? Your ancestors are with you. All right, this Sagittarian energy, but Sagittarian again is that Jupiterian energy, that expansion and your blessings. You're entering into some kind of a period of blessing in your life, okay? Again, could be in Aries, right after this Piscean, this Mercury retrograde, okay? There's something to do with that here. We got Gemini. Yeah, this grand trine. All right? Some kind of great blessing is coming into your life. You may not be seeing that, okay? You might be stuck in your head because the whole idea is to keep you in a perpetual state of conflict, okay? But this is what happens when you come for a chosen one. This is what happens when you go up against an earth angel. Justice. Okay? Yeah, they're receiving some kind of message of truth. What I tell you, Saturn is here. And when Saturn moves in, bro, let me tell you, he moves in slow. But it says this. He's called Father Time, Chronos, for a reason. He devours his children. What that means is, there's a complex representation of that, but he got a lot of moons around Saturn, right? But he absorbs within him and consolidates while Jupiter expands outward. I feel like these people are trying to keep you in the energy of Saturnian energy. And Saturn rules the court, okay? So the court is slowing something down here. And this this Jezebel spirit is finally being exposed for who she really, really is. So there's some kind of magic that is dissipating and ending. Like her false identity or something. Because they got to give them new identities after a certain amount of time. And if they're caught up in the justice system right at that crucial moment, bye, Felicia. Because why? Because you was trying to sacrifice a chosen one to steal their money? Put a life insurance policy on this kid? Try to take him out by slow poisoning? The Masonic slow dagger, the slow kill? On a baby. Picture this. What I tell you now? Nasty mother. Yeah, these people they're trying to keep you, what I tell you. They want to keep you stuck in your south node, okay? Because that's what's going to happen to them. They use you as a shield. They use these children as a shield. They're trying to run away from the justice system because they're about to be fucking exposed for who they really are, all right? And the karma is coming to collect on that ass. Facts. What it do? Tell them. Yeah, because they tried to sacrifice a child, man. You know what I'm saying? A child of the Most High God? An earth angel? How can you sit here and think you're going to come up against an earth angel and win? Okay? Yeah. Void of course. All right? There's some kind of missing information. This is like the missing moon. This is the cycle right now where things are coming to the forefront, all right? And they don't want this to come out yet. Ending, what I tell you. Endings and beginnings. So this is coming to an end. This privileged lady is losing her status. This Eastern Star, she's being exposed. And Saturn is here. The world. Double confirmation. Okay? In the 7th house. Justice. Yikes. All right, so with the devil energy out here, receiving some kind of message of concern, okay, about this money that they were trying to steal, okay. Yeah, this imprisonment is almost right on. You're receiving some kind of message about this, okay. They're trying to hold on to what they got. So they must have like been able to transfer some kind of money with you. Somebody took some of your money. Okay, I feel like this person's like leaking Like there's something leaking out of a building. All right? Some kind of information is leaking out. But I also feel like, look, and this is kind of sad to me personally, but I'm going to show you. Cancer and the moon, double confirmation with the moon. All right? So something about the moon and Cancer and love, like the idea of something, what I just say, love. Something you love, somebody you love, something that matters to you a lot, okay? You're receiving some kind of message about this, okay? But so are they. This message got them in despair. Got them all up in their head, okay? About this money that they're not going to be receiving. So it's like your destiny. Again, what I tell you, some kind of a message about your destiny. Thank you, Spirit. Boy, oh boy. And what you own. And you're entering into some kind of expansion period. What I tell you, part of fortune increase. And so they're trying to keep you stuck. But right now, the 12th house, what I tell you, Pisces energy. There's some form of escape from this energy. 8 of Swords. That's what I see when I see this card. Pisces and Mercury retrograde and Jupiter, Sagittarian energy. Okay? So like your earth angel. This is the earth angel. You know, however you want to look at that. Okay? Some kind of escape is going on. Let me bring up some of these cards here so we can come back on this in tarot. So as I was relating about the division in the north. So Eden was secretly in the north. Everybody's looking to the east for Eden, and it's in the north, my friends. And that's where the heavenly influence. All influence on the earth is electromagnetic, and it originates from the north, and it descends into the earth and into the core and then spreads out along the magnetosphere. So these people are trying to stop the flow of some kind of abundance and expansion for you in your life by utilizing the justice system. They're perverting some kind of truth here. That's what I see. All right. And I think this knowledge is becoming known to the courts. Their mask is going to slip. They're going to lose this false identity. All right. That's why at the end, right before the end of right at the sacrifice point leading up to that, they give them another false name. And they give them another community to go stomp around in and slaughter innocent people. Believe it or not, that's the truth. That's how our government actually works. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. So we got adjudication, income over this death, this child, and this main female right here. Okay. Let's see what's going on. You're having some kind of success in this situation. And there's a reason for that. Okay, when you go up against an earth angel, this is what you're actually doing. These people are going against the will of God, in essence. So it's your destiny for you to have this abundance, for you to be blessed. Okay? And when they come in with this, when they come in and try to force God to bring Saturn energy, but you're supposed to be in Jupiter energy. Now that's a conflict. So this is a battle. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's some kind of final battle going on right now. Okay, in the justice system. Because somebody stood up to this Jezebel. An earth angel, a chosen one. Okay, if you're being targeted out there, understand how you're being targeted and who you're being targeted by. Okay, it doesn't matter where you are in this world. It's the same people that are coming for your destiny, my friends. And they utilize the same fucking tactics no matter where you are in this world. The same global, disgusting ass, child sacrificing, reptilian scumbags. And that's what they do. They steal your destiny. Okay? They take what belongs to you. But I feel like in this context, the tables are turning, baby. And the script being flipped. Okay? Because success is here. You're being crowned as the victor in this situation. So even if Saturn is coming in, right? Saturn has to come in according to the placements in your chart. First of all, the destiny swap is to ensure that they can take your position by taking you out. All right. And if they can't unalive you, okay, which is the ultimate goal in this situation, she can't move on. This Jezebel can't move on if she's stuck in the justice system. What's going to happen when Internal Revenue Service does an audit on these things, right? On these fake names, because they're like a ghost in the machine. That's how they give. That's how the disgusting Masonic scum does, man. And they give these people like qualified immunity to go around and sacrifice fucking people, man, and little kids, dude. All right, I'm serious about it. Okay, I hate to say that, I really do. Okay, but understand this. Here's the key, my friends. Saturn may move real slow, but Saturn's coming in no matter. I mean, the energy. Okay, when Saturn comes in and sits down on the throne, forget about it. Okay? This is Saturn. Like I'm trying to tell you. This is the Saturnian king, in essence, Malkuth, on the tree of life. Okay? He rules the 4 divisions of the elements. He rules the pentacles. He rules the wand. He rules the sword. Okay? And he rules the cup. All of them are embodied in this principal form of Saturn. So like I've been saying, as Kabbalistically speaking, we're approaching a global polar shift right now. Okay? And Saturn is the secret ruler. If you get an opportunity to read some of the ancient historical documents written like by Virgil, okay, Virgil, Virgil, and he wrote about that. You see, now along comes the Saturnian kings to whom this child is born. So when the ancient initiates would speak of a child being born, it was the child of the Aeon, and they referenced it as a baby, like a cherub. But in actuality, the cherubs that you see over like the Ark of the Covenant, cherub is Kaf, Rosh, Beth. 2, 2, 2. Okay, Kaf is 20, Rosh is 200, okay? And Beth is 2, 222. This is, again, a secret as to the origin of the numbers 111, 222, 333, why they're angelic numbers, why the cherubs were considered angelic, why they had 5 cubits dividing on the wings internally, touching the outside, inside, inside, right? 5, 5. That's the Hebrew letter He, 5, 5. It's a secret. But what I'm saying is, this is the most reliable messenger. This is the most reliable. He's bringing the consolidation of the other messengers, the other knights, okay? This is for sure. This is the one that's coming in no matter what. So what I'm trying to say is I feel like there's something here that's being exposed, okay? And when it gets to that critical point, they got to run away, okay? Because they can't, their name is false, okay? They cannot go up into a court. They cannot be seen in a court system for real. Like they can't go to trial because they don't have a real name. But just think about that for a moment. That these people get to walk our streets free. And they work with the district attorneys. They work with the corrupt justice system, the corrupt police. They work with all these things to keep people going into the system. To keep this human trafficking system, because that's what the police are all about. Police are about one thing: trafficking human beings. Facts. Period. Okay? To put people away or to take them out. All right? And if you think for 1 second that guy, you called the ball, I'm going to get some justice. No, you ain't going to get no justice. You're never going to get no justice from the police. Okay? But let's see what the outcome is going to be, because they all work together, my friends. I've seen it in live action. All right? Now, the courts are different, though. Of course, they wear the black robes representing Saturn. But in certain domestic situations, the courts have to maintain a level of brevity. They have to maintain the outward image to the public of justice. Okay, so that's why like they can't go there, so to speak, only in certain aspects. Like if they're going to try to take you out, okay? If they claim they're a false victim. And that's what this person is doing right now. They're panicking. This Jezebel, she's panicking because the truth is coming out about who she is, because you have stood up for yourself, okay, in your life, okay? Thank you, Spirit. And you're holding on to what you got. You're fighting for what you got. And you're receiving some kind of an influence that's descending from the north, okay? That's why the initiates would always face the north in their activities that they would do, all right? No debate, okay? So Spirit is saying you're worthy. There's nothing to debate about here in this situation, almost. Okay, the truth is what it is. Okay? No problems. Okay? You're not meant to struggle through this situation because you're a star seed. Excuse me. And that's what that star energy is out here. You're an earth angel, and you have the gifts that influence that descends from the stars. The earth receives divine influence from the heavenly canopy, from the stars of heaven, that light, that influence, and it affects our consciousness. So this person is trying to put out your light, okay? Trying to make you look or appear to be something you're not, okay? In order to hide behind this false image that they created about you in this smear campaign or this humiliation ritual that they maybe have put you through in your life, all right? And Spirit is saying it's time to let go, okay? Let go and a time to act. Confirmation. Time to act. So you don't have to know everything in advance. Take the first step and watch it all unfold, and you can deal with whatever your path reveals. You're ready, okay? Something is being prepared. Something has prepared you. Something is preparing you for like a final showdown between this evil energy and your own spirit and your own destiny moving forward in your life. I mean, that's the thing. These people get free reign to go around and do these horrible, nasty, disgusting things that they do to people, okay? And when they go up against a real chosen one with a divine destiny and a divine mission in this life, that's when God steps in. That's when Saturn steps in and starts devouring its children, okay? Taking back that false energy. Saturn comes in and tells you what the fucking truth is, man, whether you like it or not, all right? And that might be what's happening right now, okay? So Spirit says you got inner strength, okay? Exactly as you are. So there's nothing wrong with who you are. They want to make you believe that there's something wrong with you for standing up for yourself, for fighting what you love, for fighting for your children, for fighting for your family, for fighting for truth and for justice. Somehow you're a bad person for exposing these demons, right? Nah, I don't think so, okay? I'm gonna get some of that energy right there on that one. Let's see what's going on over here. So this is the final showdown. This is it, right? This is it, guys. We've come to the end, right? Truman Show? Truman's on the boat, right at the very end, right? And now the guy in the moon, right? The man in the moon, right? And he's like orchestrating all these natural disasters around him. He almost drowns, right? Boy. But what happened right at the very end? In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Doors are opening, my friends. And that's what they don't want. Okay? Yeah, look at that. So Spirit says have faith. Okay? So this situation is calling for you to have faith. This is a spoiled brat. And it's dealing with some kind of an insurance fraud here, man. Okay? So they put money on this child. They put money on you. Okay? They could have stolen your inheritance. And they could have tied it up in different accounts, okay? Spirit says you got to keep going. If you're dealing with this shit, it's a doppelganger. So this is a false person and a false image. And that image is being removed. That mask is being removed, okay? And the only way that can happen. Look, we cannot expect, I know some say sit back and let God deal with it. That's not how things work in the real world. If you sit back, nothing is going to happen. This person will get away. Sure, they may face their karma down the way, but they just ran off with your $2 million. Okay? Let's keep it 100 here. So you have to stand up for yourself, and that time is now. This is a collective reading, and take what resonates in this reading and leave the rest, okay? But collectively speaking, as I've been saying, I pick up on that energy real hardcore. And there's an expansion going on right now. All right. Saturn and Jupiter are they're like bed buddies right now. They're just rubbing up on each other real hard. Okay. And that creates like some kind of a conflict. There's a transitionary period going on right now among the collective consciousness. And people are waking up and their consciousness is expanding. It's Christ consciousness. It's that influence that's descending from the north, my friends, okay? This was the representation of the widow's son, all right? And what that represented in the Masonic fraternity on one of the levels was that region in the north that was completely blacked out and concealed. In the north was the entranceway into the earth. That's a secret as well, okay? Yeah, this person's got too much pride because the truth is coming out. Okay? Saturn is here, like I told you, with the truth. Confirmation, okay, about this dark practitioner. So understand that these people are Satanists, okay? They run our justice system. But when it comes to this is why they want to run away, because they know they only got so much time that they can use this mask for. And I really, truly believe it's like 8 years. Same with like these love spells. Okay, they put this spell work over you. They only have a significant amount of time that they can do this. If they put you in like spiritual warfare and they put you in spiritual court, okay, and these people are defying spiritual court. And that's why they're facing judgment. That's why Saturn's coming in. Saturn's coming in and saying and shaking hands with Jupiter and saying, next. So collectively speaking, we're hearing more about what's going on, like these nasty, dirty things that people are doing in the world. Now, on average, you got to understand, people don't know these things for real, for real. They don't understand reptilians and aliens. And, you know, people are really caught up in the Kardashian shit. That's all they care about. All people care about nowadays is what they see, the image, right? But Saturn tears away that image, okay? And there's just something about here. Don't believe, they're telling some kind of lies about you. They're trying to, these are spin artists, these are spin doctors, okay? Don't believe them. Because there's something, because Spirit is initiating you. So there's some kind of divine influence that's healing you, that's leading you and directing you in the proper course of action for your future and for your life. Facts, okay? Because you're an earth angel. That's why. Because you have a divine mission on this earth that you're here to accomplish. And these people want to stop it because you will become a dangerous person to this death cult, okay? And to these things. That's why they try to take, but things are changing now. I'm trying to tell you. Years ago, we couldn't even have this conversation that we're having right here, and you're listening to me. If you were brought to this reading, you were brought to this reading not by coincidence whatsoever, okay? Whatever attracted you, there's a message here for you to hear, all right? You are a chosen one. You are an earth angel. That's why you've always been a black sheep. That's why your family's always attacked you. That's why people never misunderstood you. People are always envious of you or jealous of you. People are always attracted to your light, either to take it or, you know what I mean? That's because of your holy anointing. God has anointed you with the spirit of truth. And your purpose on this earth is to spread that truth far and wide. All right? The time has come for the truth to be known on this earth. Because the more lies that we believe, don't believe them, okay? The less power we have over our progeny, over our future, and over our destinies. We have to act. It's time for the earth angels and the chosen ones to act. It's time that we rise together and call judgment on these people. However you choose to do that. Whatever you feel called and chosen to do and wherever you are at in your journey, in your life, okay? Just know you're an earth angel, okay? Yeah, this could be something like I told you, dealing with identity theft. Okay? So this person could be, they're in regret, okay? Trailer trash. And that's what that Eight of Swords was, I feel like. A binding spell. So they tried to put their Saturnian South Node onto you to steal all your money and your essence and then scurry away. And in the process, that's not enough. Because they'll have a child with you. And then they'll sacrifice that child too, man. This is how greedy and disgusting these scumbags fucking really are. Okay? But you're a spiritual warrior, all right? It's time Now, David was called a man of bloodshed, but he was also called a man after God's own heart. Was he not? And he was a poet, and he played the instruments. He was musically inclined. He was gifted, okay? But he was a warrior. And he fought the battles of the Most High God. So understand that you're going through something right now in your life, and you're being tested. These are the trials of your faith, okay? Spirit is testing your faith. Are you strong enough? And yes, you are strong enough, because you rely on the Most High God, okay? And what God ordains, no one can set up. What God brings together, no man can tear apart. And that's what I feel like they're trying to do. And that's what I feel like this Three of Swords is. They're trying to tear apart the truth by using these swords, right? By concealing them. Look, because you only see the hilt and the bottom part. You don't see the internal parts. So there's a part of these truths that's all messed up inside of your heart. And I feel like they're doing the same thing to the justice system. Like they only got so much time that they can work with before that mask slips and before these entities descend on them and then they lose their status completely. This, my friends, is the real fall of Jezebel, the warlock, going up against an earth angel, a chosen one of the Most High God. This is the result of a destiny swap. This is what happens when you destiny swap. The grave or jail. This person is facing both. And that's a reversal. Saturn has come in to reverse this. And Jupiter is taking it, says, I'll take it from here. Jupiter says, I'll take it from here, guys. Yeah, we got this. So you will be receiving your divine inheritance. This doesn't mean you're going to receive $1 million. We got a lot of those channels on there, okay, that say, oh, you watch this, listen to this channel and watch this show and you're going to get $5 billion. Like, and I look at this, how many, like 200,000 people watched it. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, the manifestation, the aspect of the concept of that reality, manifesting is one thing. But let's keep it real. We also need to be practical. These binding spells are being broken. That's what I'm trying to tell you. These chains are being broken. There's something being released here, all right? And it could be your fucking soul, man, all right? God is releasing your soul in a good way to bring you happiness and wish fulfillment and contentment for you and your future and your life. And this could even mean a child, okay? A brand new birth. Think about that like this. There's some kind of cup of unction or blessing. The cup of love. The cup of blessing is coming to you. And it's being demonstrated by a courier. From the king. This could be like the king's progeny, right? So this could be like the seed of the king being passed down. So there could be, like, I keep getting that energy, of this child right here. Wherever, okay, it's in there somewhere. This child has been used by this Jezebel to conceal what she's doing or what she's done, okay? Because let me tell you, all right, they put numbers and different logos and symbols behind their names, like they call themselves like a 7. That's because they took out 7 dudes. Yeah, real talk, okay? Or the butterfly, all right? You see a little tattoo of a butterfly on the shoulder? That's because they've unalived somebody. Turned them into a fucking spirit. That's what it means, okay? These are sick, disgusting human beings that need to be eradicated off of our goddamn planet. That's all I got to say about that. 7. Anyhow, spiritual warriors, I'm really glad you came out to my channel today. I hope this message resonated with you. Please like, please share, please subscribe to my channel if you will. Please hit that hype button if you would as well. If you can find it in your heart to donate to my channel, I really appreciate it. I'm fighting the fine fight for you, for all of us, by revealing this truth. And I put my life on the line for everybody. If you obtain a copy of my book, you've done a great thing. And you'll see why, like I told you, why they targeted me as well, for that information that I reveal in my books, okay? And for those who did purchase my books, these orders will be fulfilled here. They should have already been fulfilled, okay? All right. Thank you very much, and God bless you.